To get on to my topic, I'm going to ask you guys a simple question. Simple question. Have you watched Goblin Slayer?
No.
I need to.
I've heard
I've heard about
controversy
topic.
Out the wazoo.
I have heard that it is effectively Doom Guy, but versus goblins.
Yes.
I've only seen memes.
I have only seen memes for this, but I saw one from a buddy before. Is it an anime or is it still a manga at the moment?
It's first a light novel, then a manga,
One of those.
and now, yeah, I know, right? I've read like 10 chapters of the manga. It's pretty good, but
It's a guy who slays goblins.
yeah,
It's all he
he's
does.
the Doom guy with goblins.
Gotcha.
That's the manga, and it has waifus. So there you go.
Somehow I lost what we were like. My internet is stupid.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. No, the real topic. Because I mean, it kind of ties into Goblin Slayer because it's a new anime. We just started a new anime season. Some people like to wait till the season ends and watch all the anime at once. Other people like to watch it week by week, and the same thing with TV. And Netflix has kind of brought about the whole culture of binge watching. So I want to know, how do you guys prefer to consume your media? Do you binge watch it or do you watch it weekly?
Binge. I generally binge. And
Yep.
and it's not
Binge boys.
I just the problem is that generally I don't like waiting for new episodes to come out. I don't like trying to schedule like, make sure that I watch my 22-minute episode or 23-minute episode.
That's exactly it.
I don't like being on cliffhangers either. It's just I'll tell you, and I know exactly when I was like, this is not okay. Is when I played Halo 2. When we got to the cliffhanger end of that, I was like, this is not okay.
That is like, no more cliffhangers.
This is never again. So
it was a terrible movie.
It absolutely left a bad taste in my mouth. I was like, but there's still stuff. Why are we stopping here? And the problem is a lot of times I think cliffhangers really don't do a good job of stopping a cliffhanger. So when you're watching a series, which is obviously designed not to be a cliffhanger and is meant to be like, see you next episode.
But we wouldn't have the JoJo meme meta.
God.
Not without cliffhangers.
No, that cliffhanger. Roundabout starts. God.
I love that meme.
It's fucking JoJo's great. But it's not the kind of thing. I just don't like that. It just doesn't sit well with me. I really want to consume as much of it because the other reason for me at least is that I also get really into it. And once I've watched like an episode or two, I'm like, okay, fuck yeah, this is great. It's going. We're gonna keep going. Yeah. But it's only 23 minutes. I'm like, that was a neat episode. And then I was like, okay, guess I'm gonna go do something else now. I don't like that. That just doesn't sit well with me. I like getting invested into what I am doing. I don't want to take a little small break from whatever else I'm doing, drop 23 minutes on something, and then walk away and be like, neat.
Yep.
I almost always binge everything I consume.
But manga now. Manga.
Well, so yes, the exception is things I, enjoy immensely. Like with My Hero Academia, even as in anime form, I will try and watch all the new ones as it comes out instead of waiting for the whole season to be done, just because I love it that much. And even with other media, except like anime is probably actually the more of the exception, just because they are better at doing self-contained stories, and there's not usually the exception of seasons that go on. But with like shows from over here or whatever, I won't even watch them if they're only one season. Like if there's only one season out, I won't even watch it because I'm going to.
It's not going to be worth it.
Nope. Yeah. Especially, maybe if they've greenlit season 2, but if there's no confirmation of season 2, it's like I'm not even touching it. Like, what's the point? I'm just gonna fall in love, and there's not gonna be enough of it.
Well, if it's its own little story, then it's fine, Mal.
Right. Well, yeah, it's not very common over here.
No.
Much. Like, I don't need a Firefly.
It's weird because there's a lot of anime I binge watch, but it's only the ones that are already done. So it's kind of like you can't really watch it week by week, or.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sometimes I break it down. I'll watch like an episode or two, a nod, or every few days or so. But no, I actually like watching stuff week to week, just because it gives me something to look forward to. I have a lot more free time than I think Meta and Tets do for sure. I don't know about Mao. He goofs off all the time. But I don't know. It gives me something to look forward to each week. I don't mind cliffhangers as much as you do, Meta. They don't. I can understand why they drop some people crazy though, completely.
Never again. Will not suffer.
but yeah, I don't mind them as much, and I've just kind of always been in that mentality growing up. I remember having to. Back in my day, we had to walk to school in the snow. I remember back as a kid waiting like a year for the freaking Namek saga to end on Toonami. So, like, waiting has never been like a super huge deal to me. It always sucks in the moment. Like, the My Hero Academia season 3 just ended, and I already want season 4 because it's a really good arc. And it ends on a pretty good cliffhanger with the guy who wears the I can't remember his name, but he wears the plague mask thing.
Oh yeah. I don't remember his name either.
That's where I stopped in the manga.
He's a.
I can't wait to see that final fight.
Yeah, it's that whole stuff is really good. They introduce Le Millionaire too, who's one of my favorite characters, and he's awesome. But yeah, I don't mind watching stuff week to week. I mean, because. Like I was egging Mao about earlier, I mean, I consume shonen manga. I wait for that every week. It's almost like the same thing. There's not really a lot of TV I watch other than like South Park. Really, it's probably the only thing I watch week to week whenever the season's going on for it. But
I'll do weekly manga, but I don't. It's just kind of how I came about doing it. Like, plus it's too annoying to like track down what I want to like. Watch a bunch or like read a bunch of. Like if I don't read it weekly, I'll probably forget about it or something.
Yeah, and sometimes it is hard to like remember what goes on week to week too. Whereas when you binge it, it's just there and fresh in your mind. I mean, I binged my fair share of stuff. I think I've talked about watching Naruto in like 2 weeks, like 300 episodes or close to there. I think I watched because when I got into Naruto. In Japan, they had just finished his fight with Itachi, and I think that, not counting filler, that's like 300 episodes there and about. So it was a lot.
Yeah. So
I mean, I've binge watched my fair share of stuff, and I tend to do that more with TV. It seems like because there's a lot of my favorite, I guess that you would say TV shows are stuff that come on Netflix, like Stranger Things and I was big on House of Cards when House of Cards is in its heyday. It's kind of got worse in the last few seasons, but stuff like that. And that goes on Netflix. It's easy to binge watch, but I don't mind watching stuff week to week either. I think most people are binge watching now. Again, it's just like the kind of Netflix mentality. And people have less time. It's like easy to do on weekends. And Netflix and chill is the number one date that you can go on now. So,
well, and a lot of people or a lot of places too, like they release the whole season 1. It's not. You don't have as much where people are locked in habit.
Yeah. Even like Amazon and stuff does that kind of stuff now too. Like Man in the High Castle, people I'm sure have probably been
tons of the streaming services is just here's everything.
Yeah, Hulu. People have stuff like HBO Go, and I think they'll get it like for a month and just binge watch Game of Thrones when it's over or something like that, or what have you. But yeah, so those are. That's how I roll.
I think I mostly binge, for all the reasons that have been mentioned, plus one that is very unique to me. My ADHD will not let me watch episodes week by week. I will 100% forget about it. Like, when I'm into something, I dive into it. I will watch all 3 seasons in the course of 12 hours. Not really, because that's not possible, but you know what I mean. But if I'm having to watch something or, read something, wait for it to come out, I forget about it. And then by the time I remember to get around to it, it's already on season 3 of the anime, and the manga's way past where I left off, and I don't know anything about the guy with the plague mask. So,
You need to pick that back up because that arc's really good.
Yeah, well, I left off when he, showed his power. So, but yeah, and I do that with manga, right? Like, I'll let it build up all of these chapters, and then I'll sit through and I will just read it all up to where it's at, and then I'll let it build up for a while and then jump back in there. And
yeah,
part of it's everything else that's mentioned. Part of it is that I just I have so many things that I'm doing and working on and interested in that I tend to throw myself into it fully. So by the time I remember, oh yeah, there was that one show, 2 more seasons came out. So
yeah. Even with games, I'm kind of more like play a little bit at a time now that I'm working and stuff all the time. Back when I was in school and I could play Persona 80 hours in 4 days or something.
Games I have to play 1 because if I pick up another, I will not probably return to the last one.
But yeah. All right, cool. This has been episode 67 of Podcast of 5 Rings, your source of enlightenment. They're on video games, tabletop, anime, film, and tech. Each episode of Podcast of 5 Rings releases Monday mornings on iTunes and SoundCloud, and Talk About Topic day by day on YouTube, with the full video releasing on Friday. Check us out on Twitter, Podcast 5R, Facebook P5R Podcast, Meta and Lily streaming, twitch.tv/PSO Flow. We'll be back next week to talk about scary games. And spooky cereal. Our favorite spooky cereal. Is it Boo Berry, Frankenberry, or Count Chocula? My man, Count Chocula.
You're both wrong, just to let you know.
He starred in Hotel Transylvania.
He did? He did?
With Adam Sandler. Okay. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.
Later.